Hello, friends. How are you doing? It's good to see you. My name's Rocky Outcrop. Welcome to your morning financial show. How are you all doing? Let me know in the chats. It's very, very good to see you. Shout out to Vic Vince, the first person here this morning. How are you all doing? Simone Cooper, Sal, Taboo Tongue, Arts of Labour, Space Banana. It's very good to see you all. Fantastic to see you. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic morning so far. It's roughly 12 minutes to 9 New York time, 12 minutes to 2 Edinburgh time, 12 minutes to 3 Amsterdam time. Amsterdam time? Oh, you here for a good time or are you here for an Amsterdam time? Hey. So, Chris says bullish on the side pony. That's good. As I witness. Yeah, I didn't actually look at myself. There you go. That's just sometimes what happens when you tie your hair up and then you let it go. You just have to tie it up and let it go. It's nice. I'm going to leave it like that. We're going to be taking a look at the charts today again, ladies and gents, and as we do every day, getting prepared for the markets opening up. A group of actual traders here, actual traders who actually trading away with their tradie weighties every day, something like that. And you're welcome to be a part of that. If you're just new here joining us, then come back again, of course, as well, because we do this every day. And we also have a Discord community where we talk to each other about the trades that we're taking, and it's very good. You're the rising tide. That's what I like to say. Yous are the rising tide that lifts all boats. You wonder where that rising tide comes from? Well, of course, it's you. That's where it comes from. I'm very, very, very proud to be a part of what we're doing here together. So I really do want to say thanks again for everybody for joining us, and I have my chat screen open here, or I'm going to get it open here in just a second. There we go. I've got my timer working. Wow. I've got my notifications jobby open, so I should be able to see. I've got a really overexposed Elgato face cam. So we're all pretty much set, ready to go. Put this on automatic. Is that a bit better? That's a bit better. A bit better. So, good stuff. Thanks for joining me. Here's an opportunity to hit the like button. Cool. What's that? Oh, look at that. Rocky's got chat on screen, on the chat screen. OMGs. OMGeezy peas. Well, maybe it's a bit small for you to read. Not too sure. Not too sure to be too honest about it, so I'll make it a bit bigger. There you go. You can see chitter chatter flying away up there. Oh, isn't it exciting? Isn't it exciting? I think it's exciting. I think it's exciting. On'em Jaints, looking good. You're looking good, On'em. You're looking good. Observe thyself gives me a purple heart in there. Thank you so much. Cachito Validar, whoop. Good morning. Good morning to you all. Hope you're starting to feel a bit more awake. Tradie weighties. Aye, that's right, Simone. Tradie weighties. That's right. The cute wee trades that they are, aren't they? The cute wee trades. They're fantastic as well. Growing up to be such wonderful, wonderful adults. Of course, one day our trades have to fly the nest. We have to let them go, sell them into oblivion. But that's the natural cycle of life, and I suppose we just have to cope with it. Ooh, JD says, yo, that's cool. Got Salamander saying, bye and hi. Katie Babe's dropping by here. Have a great day, friends. Thanks so much. Excellent. I thought you were Ms. Wilson. Maybe you are as well. Maybe you got two accounts. Maybe you got your in-school account, your out-of-school account. Lick the like button, you fannies. Yes, lick it. Lick it. Salamander, everyone, change your Twitch passwords. Oh, really? Well, what did I? Right, I'll change my Twitch password later on. That's annoying if that's a thing. Hello, Outcropticians, says Banana Fridge. Hello, Outcropticians. Hello. Good stuff, eh? I like it. I like it. So that's the chat screen. We can come back to here whenever we're doing like reading out comments and super chats and polls and all sorts of good stuff. You ever wonder if you've got that disease that's kicking around in the old pandemicals? I'm not too sure if I would or not. I think when I woke up this morning, I was thinking, well, this is not very good. Then and that kind of continued right through breakfast up until lunch, in fact. So I would recommend to anybody who thinks that they might have some sort of pandemical disease to have lunch and see how that works for you. Might be just the ticket. Might be just the ticket. Might be just the ticket. Gets you back on the old horse. So what we're going to be doing today, as ever. Whoop! Stop making noises. Things. Gosh, get out of my way, stuff. Is what we'll be doing today. And as you can see, I've got my polo neck on here, looking especially smart for you all. Trying my hardest to look smart and what other words are like smart? You know what I mean though. Words that are like that. Today we'll be looking at the chats. In these chats, we have information about the prices of things. This one here is the GME chart, and I had this. I was going to show you it yesterday. I was going to tweet it and all the rest of it, but I didn't. Straight up forgot. I made the picture and everything. I made the picture and everything to go tweeting it, but I didn't tweet it. What is this all about? This is the GME chart. GME is GameStop, if you're wondering. There where you go to buy games. And and I did the TA yesterday in a magical way. It was very magical. And we kind of watched the prices kicking along throughout. Well, where was it actually that we were doing this at? Like in it around about this period. I'm not really sure. Somewhere here? Oh yeah. In here. And I just was looking at after saying, well, there's one thing that we didn't involve in the technical. Well, there's actually quite a lot of things we didn't. It was mostly just the moving averages and the RSI. Very successful and great, nevertheless. There's something that was missing from that technical analysis, wasn't there, Knots? And would it be the Rocky Outcrop Flash, perhaps? And I thought, here's a pretty good series of setups. If I had I was going to say that, you know, I left yous at 5 or whatever. But I could have stayed with yous. Or no, I could have stayed with yous. That I left yous at 5. God, I can't speak. It's that pandemic in my brain. My pandemic in my brain has got me going crazy. This really has. It's got me going crazy. Do 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 do. Bam 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 bam. What am I trying to say here? It's not that complicated. Hello, friends. Yesterday we did some really great technical analysis on the 1 minute GameStop chart. It was like we were predicting the future, riding the waves of price action like a surfer. That's right. We were doing a really great job. And there was one thing that we didn't talk about. Many things. Like I just actually did this whole section a second ago, and I was about to do it again to try and get it right and not trip up over myself so I can look cool. And I got it wrong twice in a row. So I'm going to divest any interest I have in looking cool. We had this. I was left these off yesterday. I felt a bit bad. It's like here we had us like kind of going along together, talking about things exactly minute by minute for a long period of time, and that can maybe build up a degree of dependency. But there's always a way of keeping me with you on your charts all the time, and that's of course the Rocky Outcrop Flash. Well, I might not be there to tell you what to do every single second, all the time, every time, all the time. There is, of course, a way of seeing something really quite fantastic, and here it is for you to see. We could have just used the 1 minute time frame yesterday to trade off the back of flashes had we wanted to. The very first one that came up at around about 2:20 or so, when we kind of started off the day at the start there, was actually filled in again almost perfectly, and this was the subsequent lower low of the day over there a couple of hours after opening. That was the flash that was opened up, at 14:21, all the way over here, filled in at 16:24 universal time. And then we could have done the same thing from this flash over to this one. And you think to yourself, well, Rocky, this can't work every single time. And I think this to myself, and I go looking for it. Surely not. Anyway, I kept looking. You could have used this one here to get this move perfectly, bang on. Look at that wick coming down, just for us. Not for anybody else, just for us. Just because we've got this. This came here. Prices. I don't know if this is registering with people, right? I don't know if this is registering with people. This is the chart. We knew the prices would return to this point. Well, we would have known had we looked at the Rocky Outcrop indicator, which tells you exactly this. The prices went up and up and up, and eventually they did come back down. Eventually, and when they did, they came back right down to it over there. It's actually not on camera at the minute. It's not on screen. It's over here that they came down to it, over here. In the meantime as well, there was this other move where the price went whoosh up and right back down again to this area in here. Another perfect one. Another perfect one. So we had that there covered for us if we'd wanted to make money off of it. We'd had this here covered for us if we'd wanted to make money off of it. We had this here covered off if we wanted to make money off of it. We'd had this here covered off if we wanted to make money off of it. We'd had this here covered off if we wanted to make money from it. And this one here covered off if we wanted to make money from it. So I'm not sure if that's clear or now or not. It should be, but there was yesterday's price action. There was this one move here. Wow, massive. That's the biggest move of the day. There was this move in here as well. That was the second or the third biggest move of the day. There was this one in here, which is the second or third biggest move of the day. There was this one, another big one. This one here, another big one. There was a couple of moves that we didn't get, I suppose, overall. There was this one here we didn't get. There was this one here we didn't get. And there was this one here, I suppose, we didn't get overall. And I guess as well, there's this sort of crap in here as well that we didn't get. But you can see that that's pretty remarkable, isn't it? Let's just check, see the chat. Empty the jar and start the timer. Is the timer not working? That's all good. I'll get the timer working. The timer was working for the first 6 minutes. There we go. There were 6 minutes. It's just been broken for 6 minutes or so. It's not a big deal. Sugar. Timer freeze. Bing bong. Rocky Outcrop. The timer is wrong. Empty the jar and start the timer. Empty the jar and start the timer. Empty the jar and start the timer. Empty the jar and timer. Yeah. Boo-loo-doo. See if this chat loads up all invisibles now or something. I wonder. I made that background of the chat. Is it even going to work? I might have broken everything. Have I broken everything? I've broken the timer. Right. I've broken the timer. So that's one thing. Let's see. Timer's back working. The chat is broken now. So that sucks. Let's try undoing what I did. Shit. How do I redo? Crap. This one. Redo. Yes. Save. That might work. Might not work. Let's hope it works, eh? I wanted to go. So yes, it's working. So you want me to empty the jar? Says Trace Bonds. Good idea. It's just that Stream Elements is so much hassle, man. Where is it? This one here. This is what you have. I have to go into. You can see on my screen here, by the way, if you're wondering, chat. I have to go into this website and do all this crap. I have to go edit on my stream overlay. Is this really what you have to do? If somebody knows about streaming and all the rest of it a bit better than I do, Do you really have to do this in the most massively inconvenient way? There. Got it. Yes, I don't know if you were following along there with the chat, but basically what I was trying to show is that this thing here showed all of the major moves for the day, where the prices would be returning to, and it actually had a 100% hit rate yesterday. 100% hit rate yesterday on the 1 minute time frame. I dare say it probably had a 100% hit rate across all assets everywhere in the world on all time frames yesterday. I know that's outlandish. That's outlandish. That's outlandish, but it's true. And when you look at that in the context of like where we came from, you know, to be able to say, oh, I could tell you about these moves, this move misses, this move, suddenly a huge chunk of the chart is actually, fixed up for us. Can't tell. I'm too zoomed out on these ones to be able to tell, but another big move in here, like this one here. That whole move there. It's another Rocky Outcrop flash move that you'd have got. So there's a good thing, I suppose. There's lessons to be learned from this in a sense, right? I mean, you get a crossover of the moving averages here, and you want it to happen at a time when there's no flash during it. As you can see here, there's no flash during this cross when it eventually did cross towards the downside. There was a flash during this cross here. There was a flash during that one, and there is a flash during this one. So I wonder what the implications are. That's something that I've never really looked into, but you know, you just kind of think about these things a little bit. There's a flash during that one. Maybe I suppose in a sense there would frequently be flashes during crosses. It's just a question of, you know, do you want that? Oh, do you? Do you? Do you? Do you? Do you? Do do do. I could never Is that one there as well? That's right at that bottom that got filled in on the 1 minute time frame. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. This is like seeing behind the casino in a sense. When and that. Da, 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 da. Bam, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. I might be drawing this in slightly wrong. It doesn't really matter because it's historical, so I don't really care where the thing is. Just going to show, like, you know, it happened again. That could have been, what type of candle is that? I can't even tell because I've got it white candles. So it could have been coming down to one of these other places. Who really know? Oh, did I actually have that drawn in already? Was that one drawn in already from the past, or is that something else? Anyway, yeah. Wow. It just keeps on giving. It just keeps on giving every single time. So anyway, that's all I really had to say about that. That's way too long. Nobody wants to see me talking about that. God, Rock Aircrop chart, please. Sorry. Oh, it's on the. Oh gosh. Yeah. Thanks, Sal. Thanks. Yeah. So yeah. Sorry. Thank you. So what I was really just saying there was that there's this flash. I'm wondering about this and how it works when there's crosses on the charts. That's all, and just the amount of them that have happened that have been filled in, and that it just seems to be so consistent. It's very, very good. AMC, how did AMC get on yesterday? I want to know myself. I want to know about AHT. I want to know about a few other things. I'm going to look at crypto technical analysis. I'm going to try and take it as well. I say this. What's the point? I say the closest I ever come to taking it easy is repeating myself constantly about how I'm going to take it easy. That's a 1 minute time frame. What am I doing? I'm mental. I'm so mental. It would be nice to then to see this going up today to follow through with that with this nice increasing sort of trend towards the top side on the RSI 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or whatever. This trend that's on the go in the RSI doing very well so far, sticking up above all of these zones. That actually includes a degree of bullish divergence in here. I'm just looking at the RSI trend on its own, going back the way. So it'd be nice to then see this, obviously, you know, maintain the highs, not put in any lows at this point, I suppose. Really, for me, in the small time frames as we're looking at here, just in terms of patience and actually while taking out the 36 price point is it just takes my hands off the steering wheel for a wee while. Get back into it after. I'm bullish on this currently, and I'm looking to see, you know, in the near term future. yeah, the significance of $38 is quite real. Quite real at $38. So yeah, $38 is the target for us. $38. Let's do this. $38. That's where we want to go. It wasn't much volume yesterday at the end of the day in the last hour, as we were kind of creeping down the way here. Nobody really wanted to push it past that pivot point that we're talking about. Decent stuff then. AMC on the way to the top side. Now there's that idea, the idea that we had that I spoke about in the long explanation for AMC video with regards to that inverted head and shoulders. That's still on. Still on. Don't like it much, but still on. It is still on. We're down just underneath the golden pocket. Being up above $38 is above the golden pocket. It's that golden pocket zone in here. Just suppose I'll make these two much more visible on this chart so that you can see more clearly the zone. Yellow again. I'm always making things yellow. Make these two green. Green this time. Green. Thanks by the way for tuning in, by the way, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I do wonder if I'm under the weather, a bit unwell perhaps. Really therefore do absolutely 100% appreciate you tuning in, because I really want to put on a good show. Always do. And I just don't know if I'm doing that at all or not. Ha! So accidentally hitting the intro buttons there, but letting them roll anyway, because it's time to move on with the next part of the show. It is 10 past 9 New York time or thereabouts. There we go, 10 past 9 now. And it is 10 past 2 UK time, 20 minutes till the market's open. Here we have our incredibly noisy AHT chart. Now, AHT is gone. Done. It's just it moves a lot. It moves a lot so far. Now we're going to have to bear in mind at times that these retraces that we're seeing just sometimes aren't necessarily enough to give us the support, when we come back down to them again the next time. And we're seeing these bigger movements. That's fine. It's fair play. It's good enough. Whatevs. It's kind of it's probably harmonics all over the shop again. As well. If you want to go that route. Let's see. Let's measure the market. Bum 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 6.7. So it's a bit much for a Gartley, but it's just in thereabouts. Down to the 886. Broader movements. Let's say. Okay. Let's just call it that. It's not actually harmonic there. It's a little bit off. I don't like that one. It would say it's a bit off. It doesn't really matter. The movements in the market's kind of showing themselves that they're going, this is down at 886 anyway, did enough there. If this was the other way around, I'd have been talking about how, of course, you got your dude on the diving board. It was a really bad diving board draw in that time. And you got your sea level here, and he's swum that way. And whatever, but he's in here drowning currently at the 886 level, unable to push up above, and that's worrisome failure point. And I'd be saying going back down the way and taking out these prior highs, for instance, would be very, very negative. And at the minute, I'd be expecting to see potentially a 618. Do these flip as well when I flip the chart? No. Yes, actually. So yeah, be looking to see a 618 in here at about 1487, blah 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 at the very least. Now that's kind of all what's going on here, except it's the other way around. We didn't do the 886, we didn't do 100% retrace, we didn't put in a lower low. So the lower lows that we're looking at really on this chart are, and I just tied off all the drawings so you can see without all the noise, are those three right there. Is this one 1, 2, 3? Do you see them? Do you see them? Whoa. That's funny. Do you ever get that funny? Do you ever get like kicked in the forehead whenever you change where your eyes are looking? Anyway, yeah, those three lows just there, they're quite clearly the lows. And the point that I was trying to make before is that these other areas are just not trustworthy in terms of the inflection points were in between, where it's like, yes, okay, do we have support here? Do we have support to really push on really, really hard, and we don't actually. What we instead have is a broader move in market. Actually, embrace it, run with it, and you'll be happier trading, and moving healthily. So that's good. I'm positive on this one. I would be bullish on this one today. Just straight, just as it is at the minute, it's 1388, which is crap. So if we do get a gap fill and continuation on from there, fan dabby dozy, looking for the gap fill. I mean, there's 20 minutes or 15 minutes to go, so it'd only take a couple of buys to push that gap away again. But that's where we are right now. It'd be like that now. Pushing down below 1360 is, and this is less than 10% movements as well. It's very easy to manage your risk in this sense. If you're just trading this today, starting off the day, it's looking at a few percent pullback, but we're, from the highs, you're looking at a few percent pullback from the highs, but from these sort of opening prices, it's less than 3. So 1% would be obviously 13.8 cents. So it's a couple of percent down there. So yeah, that would be where I'd be managing my risk on this, but I'm looking to see if this gets continuation up the way. Then bring on the noise. Bing, bong. It's hard to see anything, but you could easily be looking up here. That would be our previous high. It's 618. It's right where our previous high was. Right where our previous high is a 618. So if he wants to decide which way he wants to go here, that high, a low, lower high, lower low is this section within the context of a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high, and a higher low. So while this is at one point it is a lower low, it is concurrently a higher low from a different perspective. Do you see how these things work together? And the 618 is where our previous high was. So a sort of natural retracement up there. Could see this get the continuation and continue to trend down the way and retest lower lows again. It could do all that. I'm bullish on it though, however, and think that we could release the shackles of that. It's kind of got the continuation past this point when we came in to test the gap last time and pushed on down the way. Again, whatever there was before when I was talking about a gap on the charts and test them and seeing the movement up the way. Well, that's right here, right now, in fact, on this chart. Yes. Here we saw the gap, and then when we came back down to test it, we pushed on down past it in that way. That was the reaction once we actually filled it in. That way you can get a couple of clues about it in the sense that we didn't just fill it in alone. We pushed on and filled in, and it kind of engulfed the candle as well at the time when that was happening. I know that's very zoomed out for you. Sorry, zoom in a bit. But then if I zoom in a bit, I have to move the chart over to the side, and it's all these movements of my hands, and it's like it's so much energy. So yes, the way we pushed on down, actually we did come in and fill. We came right to the edge of the gap, then we pushed on down to the bottom of that candle, kind of got that momentum. I'd like to see us doing something similar at the start of the day today here. What else is there? Oh god, yes, soybeans, so crap. Now commodities traditionally at this time of year is the worst time of the year for them. So they're doing the worst they've done. So there's that. We'll skip soybeans. Jimmy is about to be silly. In other news, water is wet. If it walks like a duck. If it walks like a duck. If it talks like a duck. And if it sounds phonetically like a duck, then it probably is Phonetic Duck. Big shout out to Phonetic Duck, the inaugural runner-up of Tadpole Games! Tadpole Games! Tadpole Games! Tadpoles it is! Tadpoles is the winner! That was the result last night in the inaugural Tadpole Games. Tadpoles won. Well, that's just the way it is sometimes when you get through to the mystery final. Sometimes, nearly every time, but sometimes Tadpoles pulls it out the bag at the last second, meaning that Phonetic Duck going through to the final with 720,000 GME dollars. That's right, 720,000 GME dollars was actually eliminated in the final round by Tadpoles. Whoa. What drama. But anyway, the very first ever runner-up of Tadpole Games. Fantastic. Congrats. What were the other things that we like to look at? Chainlink, Link USDT, Chainlink. Oh, it's at 26. Where was that before? 25. Oh, right, all right. It's been a couple of weeks since I've really brought up this chart on screen and looked at it. It feels like it might have only been about 5 days, but this feels like that. Oh. Wow. That's the 1 hour time frame, and that's the 200 simple, and it came down and it kissed it. Lovely. 4 hour simple, 4 hour time frame. That'll be where you find the 50 simple. Obviously, the 200 simple 200 simple moving average is 200 periods of that time frame that you're looking at. So 200 1 hour periods is equivalent to 50 4 hour periods, which is why the yellow line in this picture here in the 4 hour time frame lines up with where the current price point of this green line here lines up with the 50 and the 4 hour. Now the actual lines themselves also line up. It's just that your zoom factor changes. So this line like this here is this line here, just with a different zoom on it. That's kind of cool. Now that's a lot of people would have felt like that was maybe just obvious and known that anyway, but there you know. So when I'm looking at the 4 hour time frame and hitting off of the 50 simple, it means I'm also looking at the 1 hour time frame and it hitting off the 200 simple, and that's a interesting dynamic, which keeps you right. And if you're likely to look between the 1 hour and the 4 hour, then when you're looking at the 4 hour, you always know where the 200 simple is by looking at where the 50 simple is. Or if you look at the 4 hour, you know where the 200 simple is on the 1 hour by looking at where the 50 simple is. So if you were looking between those two time frames and trying to make up your mind about which ways the market's going, etc., and you're just kind of jumping around between different stocks and whatnot, then you know that while you're below the 200 simple on the 4 hour time frame and above the 200 simple on the 4 hour time frame, that you obviously went down and tested the 200 simple on the 1 hour time frame, and now it's a question of where really are we. So we can go back to the 1 hour time frame and see that actually we're above the 50 simple over here. Now obviously that's not what we're seeing on the 4 hour time frame. We're just below the 200 simple just here on the 4 hour time frame. So that's those two don't correspond in that way. But so we're looking, can we get past that? Can we get past it? So what do we have here at this point? We've got a good degree of confluence in here. Now this is actually high, low, lower high, lower low, potentially so far a lower high as well, coming in on this smaller term time frames as exactly. So right here's the golden pocket at 27. 27 is a number we also know from Chainlink in the past as being significant. So we're looking to see if we can actually beat 27. From right here, it's not as good a buy as it was at 25, etc. A little bit of consolidation in here, nice breakout of a pattern. I wonder if this range in any way corresponds to what we had happen after we broke out. Oh, by jingles, it goes pretty damn accurately. It's interesting to see that you can measure, in a sense, the elasticity of the prices, can't you? You can measure how elastic they are. If I had a guy down here pulling at the prices to make them pull them down that way, and I had a guy up here pulling at the prices to pull them up this way, right? If I had two guys doing that, this is how far they would stretch without breaking. Then what if then all of a sudden the prices decided to move? How elastic do you think they are? Do you think that all of this effort and hard work that was put in here would be in any way representative or measurable in terms of the elasticity of the prices at all? Do you think that maybe there'd be any correspondence there at all? Well, if you do think that, then you're right, because of course it makes a massive amount of sense. And that's precisely why this type of dynamic exists here. And this is to do with the elasticity of prices. That's an economic principle. Nobody from trading really talks about elasticity of prices because most people in trading have never studied economics. A good thing for it too, because if they had studied economics, they might be tempted to read the news and stuff like that, in which case they'd struggle somewhat with the whole trading aspect of things. Now, I'm going to go back to actually reading the news very soon. In fact, do we want to check out the news just now? 22 minutes. I'll come back to checking. I'm all over the place today. What is the news, though? September private payrolls rose, topping estimates. Stock futures sink, volatile month. continues. EU antitrust regulators to charge Apple over its NFC chip tech. Webs, I don't see this as the big one. Okay, some guy's not that bearish. What Trump gets about the debt ceiling battle. Okay, goldfish crackers are having a moment. That's the most interesting piece of news so far. Broker wants to financially prep teams for adulthood. Well, I do, but I don't want to. I'm not a broker. Shout out to Nick if you're watching. Kim's son, 13-year-old who trades. Kathy Wood dumped 270 million in a Tesla. I hate Kathy Wood though. I can't stand looking at her. Blackstone's John Gray says it's a good time to sell assets. Fed Powell faces new challenge to renomination as chairman. Investors beware. Analyst report, National Grid, stock market's volatile. October history means it's time to steady yourself for a Black Swan event. Steady yourself for a Black Swan event. Steady yourself. What the fuck does steady... Sorry, excuse my language. What the F does steady yourself even mean? What does steady yourself mean? What is this sort of platitude that they're telling us? Moreover, a few investors in the market nowadays remember the trauma. Right, so there's going to be trauma. So how do we steady... Right, do we reassure ourselves... Couldn't happen, right? They're kidding themselves. Oops, kidding themselves. Hundreds of years of stuff. Wait, sorry. Professor of Economics and Finance at Harvard, he and his co-authors derived a formula that predicts the frequency over long periods of times of large daily swings in the market. Oh, finally somebody's worked out technical analysis. Ladies and gents, finally somebody's worked it out. They've got it. It's technical analysis. They've done it. Xavier, Gabaix, you've done it. You've invented technical analysis, Xavier. You've done it, Xavier. Wow, Xavier. MIT, get Gensler on this. Get Gensler. You go to them, work together, and get it on. Xavier Gabaix. Gabaix. Harvard University, Department of Economics. What? National Bureau of Economic Research, NBER. What? Center for Economic Policy Research, CEPR, what? European Governance Institute, ECGI, what? This guy, what? What? He's invented technical analysis. Oh, wow. You've invented technical analysis. That's cool. Oh, we can give up. That's a relief. It's a relief to know that that's done now. Cool, right. His formula predicts a 22.6% drop in markets occur every 150 years. That's the news. Oh, God. That was fucking hell. Jeez. That was some Tadpole Games shit right there. Wow. What are other good cryptocurrencies? Oh my God. Oh, I can hardly think anymore. Good one. Good one. Theta's at 650. It dropped back down after we sold it yesterday, which is nice. We sold it whenever. Where did we sell it yesterday? What is the date yesterday? Today's the 6th, so yesterday must have been the 5th. We were streaming around about here, so we sold it around about that high. It dropped down. I did want to buy it before the show started. In fact, I was going to go in here and buy that. I was actually going to buy as a nice little surprise for you all. there is a thread now in the Discord you should get involved in. Markets will pull back 22.6%, at least once every 150 years. God, it's almost broken me reading that news. Jamie, Rocky, I know this is a super stingy donation, but I also sent a PayPal 1 inch 100% on the cards. Yeah, I was just looking at 1 inch there. God, I can hardly think after reading that news. See, it's dangerous reading the news sometimes, right? It's really dangerous. All I can think about is how Gabaix's formula has managed to figure that out. It's amazing. It's amazing. It really helps. Any thoughts on BlackBerry? As a good Canadian boy, I have invested. Not trading is the reason why I want to learn trading. I feel that the pigs are messing with my hard-earned investment. Oh, interesting one. In the hurricane that is in 2020, that is 2021, Rocky Outcrop and Swan have been the rock keeping me grounded. Whoop whoop! Nice one. Cheers, Homer. Right, thanks. I see these coming in here. Thanks so much. Is 1 inch going back to all-time highs? $10. Go and pin your Patreon and WLO links. I need to update my WLO links because they're or the whatever they're because they're XCUR, brilliant, man. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I wanted to because it sends people through to Stream Labs for the PayPal donations, so they don't show up on screen, whereas they need to donate through Stream Elements. Although maybe it's not been showing up on screen anyway, so that might be a problem. So I don't know about that. I'll put them in the chat though. What's this thing called again? Oh, aye, Rocky Outcrop. No, patreon.com, but that's what I meant. So that, where were you? Congrats. Wait, who said go and share your links? Who was that? Christy. Cheers, man. Thanks for that donation to saying that. Christy, you always do it on a great show. Does this tip page work? I don't know. Does it work, man? Was it working? It doesn't. I was getting the notifications. I'm getting the notifications though, so that's cool on my end. They should be showing up, but Stream Elements, hey. Jamie, Rocky, I know this is super stingy donation. Thanks so much for that. Any thoughts on BlackBerry? Good Canadian boy. Frozen Puck, we'll check a look at that in a second. XCUR, Rocky, I made my first successful trade using TA. It feels great. Thank you and GME so much. I'm grateful for what you guys did. Awesome, man. That's quality. Yeah, I was going to buy it down there. This thing here, what is it? 1 inch at $3.04. $3.04 and 62. Unfortunately, it only got down. It didn't actually get down when I put the order in wherever it was. It only went down to $3.04 and 65 or something like that. The particular thing that I was trying to put in the order at. So didn't happen for us. This day today, it's obviously been down at 296. So I wasn't rushing into chasing that trade or anything. I do think there's a good chance of a move on this one. I'll bring up 1 inch. I'll bring up 1 inch. 1 inch, 1 inch. Actually, wait, the markets are open. I'll circle back around to 1 inch in a second. Yep, the GME charts have got that drop down, that gap down that we're talking about. We didn't fill it in right away. Was it AMC that we're talking about having a big gap down to get filled in as well? I wonder. Anyway, this is one. I just get rid of some of these notes here. So yeah, looking for this to try and come up and fill this gap. That's what we're looking for, right? So we've got a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high. No, we don't have a higher high. We got a lower high in the end, I believe. Bookmark. Bookmark. None of my tweets are financial advice, by the way. Double down on that. Double down on that message to people. No, don't be. Don't. My tweets are almost certainly not going to be financial advice unless I'm shouting at you saying, "Don't tell it. Don't say I didn't tell you." Then you can be pretty sure they probably got something about it. Stream Elements above. Stream Elements shows their name on one of your screens. Do they? Rocky Outcrop Stream Elements shows their name on one of your screens. Oh, they do. They do. Oh, great, fantastic, brilliant. Streamlabs as well. Too many links, all. Aye. Rocky, you didn't answer my question. Also, Shakar forgot about everything that happened before TA. What you might have lost or won. Make sure to take profit at sensible levels. Yes. No, Jimmy, I didn't forget your question. I'm going back to take a look at 1 inch after we take a look at the charts, which I was supposed to do there now, but then I did get distracted and forgot about that. But a good deal of volatility here today. So far, taking out 169, I think leads us down to 164. Okay, that is actually ever so slightly lower than where we got the prices before. So, just be aware of that one on GME. We could then fill in that later if that had to happen. And I'm talking about closures here. I'm not talking about 5-minute time frame closures either. I'm talking maybe 15-minute time frame closures. I can't speak, right? But you get the point. Brilliant. AMC over here. Did it? So it rose back up. It didn't get that continuation at the gap. Okay, so it filled it in for the most part. But it didn't get that continuation at the gap. So we knew that this move would happen. It did happen. It's come back down. It's still happening. It could be happening again. But we're looking to see if we get that continuation on through, and then we're going to be continuing on with the bullishness and all the positivity and etc. These lows here, this movement down the way. I don't like pre-markets opening up lower than the previous two lows, but it's it's pre-market pricing that pushed it down here. It's bullshit. This is why so often when I talk about the candles being in sort of slightly funny places at market opens on highly volatile stocks that are traded fairly liquidly in pre-market pricing trading. That of course these are ripe for that type of manipulation, and you can see this is a green candle pushing up the way. But of course, I've removed the colors from there, so you can't actually see shiznizzles about it. But you get that point again. So I would have been looking for that continuation. Of course, failure and breaking down past this within actual trading during the actual trading day, where kind of it's sanity not vanity. Then I would say that I just hold back, just take my fingers off the hands off the steering wheel for a wee while. Did I not say all that already? I think I did already say all that already. AHT, how's it getting on at the start of the day? What other things have got trades on and stuff at the minute, and what we've been talking about recently? I'll take a look at EVGO in a second as well, see how it started off the day. Another movement down, sort of shaky start to the day for everything, pushing down the way, looking for continuation, like looking for continuation. Oh, it was AHT that I was looking for that run up the way. Anyway, it's the same in all three of them, right? All the ones that have got the gaps, looking to see how it interacts at that point. I do expect to see things get filled in here, but it's actually started to struggle already with it, which is a surprise. Anyway, still continue to expect to see things get filled in here, and I'm really questioning about how the day goes beyond this kind of opening chaos in that moment there. So looking all right so far. What are the other ones that we're talking about? Why EVGO? Wow, that's something, isn't it? So we gapped down and we filled that in straight away, pushed up the way. So this is more similar to what I was looking for, kind of to get that momentum up the way. Now, if we can continue on, then that's great. We're inside this oscillation here, though, in this one. This one's got much less of a trend on this 5-minute time frame. Much less of one. Look at that. What? Oh, my goodness. Look at this. What? So you've got this thing here. This could obviously be the case. I actually do want to see this break out of this at some point. As a general thing, I think I'm bullish on this. Yeah, right. This golden pocket, looking for a turnaround on it. Hidden bullish divergence potential there with that low. I mean, it's oscillating price action and it's consolidating, and I wouldn't look at that. That's why I said potential there, especially because it's just it's sideways price action. I don't look for divergences during sideways price action. Some people do though, and they have some success with it. Like the shout outs to Eric Crown, for example, one of the only guys that I recommend that other people have ever recommended on YouTube ever, is okay trading. It's okay. He feels up for trading divergences during consolidation periods. here you've got the ADX. It's just below 25. It's above 20 though. That's good. It's in this. If I had these colored right now, that'd be an orange ADX coming in for a cross on the DMI as well. So you're not a million miles away here at all from getting out of this bit and pushing it and being able to break up the way, which would be great because significant moves. So again, yeah, if this is one where you could feel like you could buy the top on. See, when you buy the tops of things, you need to manage your risk, obviously. So I'm positive on that one. Right, so that's good enough. Well, another quick look at a couple other stocks. Here's Applied Materials. Yeah, same chat for the day off of this one, but this is somewhat more negative. This is a downward trend, that we're looking at as well. It's more distinct than the other charts. This is a downward trend. So we've identified trend just here. We're between these moving averages, 5-minute time frame, so it's very small. There has been a golden cross just here, so that's good. Like, can we maintain that? It's the first time there's been a golden cross during this downward trend. You can see it kind of broadened out a little bit, I suppose, and pushed up towards its highs, because actually at this point here, we put in just the lower high, but it was pretty close. I think, yeah. So if we can take out this, then we're starting to turn it around. Oh, we've got a gap fill. Do we have to, or something like that up here? Not a gap fill, a flash, something like that, maybe to come up or something. I don't know where that came in from. Oh no, that came in over here. So that got filled. Oh, that was fantastic. Fantastic. So we've got other ones here. Looks like that was maybe done. Right. Yeah. So this taking out the wicks of today on any of these candles leaves me feeling bearish on them. Which is good. It makes things easier. Taking it, I'm bullish on them. Taking out the wicks on them, bearish on them. And that's kind of across the board. Nice, easy, big money pushing the markets down at the start of the day, make everybody scared, rise it up, take advantage of people's fear, especially after reading articles like this piece of genius brilliance. Absolute amazing. So glad I looked at this. I'll remember that for a long time, unless I've made some sort of gross misunderstanding of what that article's saying, in which case I'll eat all the humble pie up and say I'm sorry. Didn't mean to. Did you watch that congressional hearing last night? And the guy, Representative Hamer or something like that, like Hammer or something like that, was talking to Gensler, and he was saying, Gensler was all like, this is what you got to, this is what happens with cryptocurrencies. You see, you've got all these things like private keys and whatnot, and the guy was like, hey, but see this though, what about if they did this, what would happen? And Gensler's like, oh, what do you mean if they did this? And he goes like, well, what if they're securities and they're eligible to be securities, and therefore they register securities and they go through all of the different SEC sort of legislation and get the sort of the benefits as well of having done that registration, would they then be able to list their cryptocurrencies on the NYSE or NASDAQ or other exchanges? And Gensler's like, well, I don't see why not. And the guy's like, no, the answer's no. The answer to that one actually is no. And then he's like, also, you see how you said there that there's stable value coins? He's like, yes, stable value coins. Like, well, you're wrong again, actually. There's no such thing as stable value coins. You added the word value in there. There's such a thing as stable coins, but not stable value coins. Value is just something that you completely put in there yourself. And then all these other things. And I just thought, holy crap, for the first time someone other than me has called Gensler out. The first time someone other than me has called Gensler out. Now, Gensler, relatively speaking, considering this is a new thing that only started 10 years ago, yada, 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 is a relative expert in terms of cryptocurrencies. But compared to what you would expect, kind of bare minimum, from an expert on any subject, he isn't. Okay? And well done to Potato Head for pointing that out. Frick yeah, that guy, my new favorite senator. Can't remember his name now, to be honest with you, but he's definitely up there as my favoriteest senator. Back on the cryptocurrency stuff, right? 1 inch. Thanks, Jimmy, for your patience. Hmm. Right, well, I wouldn't be buying into this hype right this second, which is good. Pardon me. Oh, done a great job over here. Time to reflect on how good a job we've done. Certainly time to reflect on how good a job we've done on this one right here. But it's good. It's good. Damn you. I really wish I'd got that trade. That's 318. It's gone up 5% since I wanted to put that trade in for us for the start of the show. Damn it. That would have been cool. How many of them did I want to try and get? 75. It's not like we missed out on tons of monies. But $15 or whatever. Right. That's the wrong fucking chart. That's the right one. Wait a minute though. This was something that I wanted to look at. You can see Bitcoin dominance pushed up to 45, pull back to 44. If Bitcoin dominance can push up a bit more, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. We saw a good resurgence in altcoin pricing over the last while. Obviously, big times when it's dropped down as well. It's suffered many shocks along the way, but there's been a kind of more mature, if you like, if you will, alt season over the last while, kind of. In terms of the value within the cryptocurrency markets moving around, 44% here on the Bitcoin dominance chart shows us that it's recovered back up to a pivot point. Now, this pivot point here, it looks very impressive, right? It looks very impressive. But again, I feel like we're probably going to see this come back down and re-challenge one of these lows. Now, if the Bitcoin price in itself can actually stay decent, and here we are at 54,000, pushing up so well today. Should have opened the show up on Bitcoin. In fact, I actually did have the charts open before we started. And obviously I was looking at these things here. Pushing up so well today that I do expect at some point that we'll have to take a wee sort of breather. We're doing a bit of that at the minute. And it's doing very well. And this one's moved a wee bit already today. How actually did Theta get on? Just as an example, one that's moved a bit slower recently. 650, yeah. Oh yeah, crap. So we'll take a look at like XRP and stuff like that as well. Oh, I clicked on the wrong goddamn chart and everything. Right, anyway, right, this is fine. It's the same deal. Nice hidden bullish divergence here. These lows coming up on the 1 hour time frame, these highs coming up on the 1 hour time frame being bearishly divergent and pushed along a wee bit is then I suppose no surprise to see that we pushed down as low as we did. Does this give us a slight change in conditions? Failure to take out these higher highs would see us prices coming back down again. That would result in a what could potentially look like a head and shoulders here on this chart at this price point of about 294. Currently tying up there at 320, coming back down to that 294 price point. I do think is a risk. We'll see the 200 simple rise up over the next wee while to kind of come into correspondence with that area should we want to retest it again. And it would be in that price point on 1 inch that I'd be looking to take a trade, as opposed to necessarily buying into this hype that we're at right now on a move which is very, very good, but somewhat extended in a sense on the Bitcoin pricing, where we've come up to areas where we could easily see a need for a little refresher, sort of break, and we're at a pivot point in the Bitcoin dominance chart. Now, the Bitcoin dominance chart could obviously diminish should we see the prices of the altcoins just roar, run to the top side. However, we need to bear in mind that if the Bitcoin prices themselves were to drop at all, then of course the altcoin prices would need to drop in order for that Bitcoin dominance chart to not stay where it is or drop lower. Sorry. if the altcoin prices were to stay the same and Bitcoin prices were to drop, then altcoin would have that pullback. It depends on what way round it happens. Depends on what way round it happens. If Bitcoin can maintain prices up here at 53, 54, 55,000, then above 50,000, then it's moved, it's changed its conditions slightly from when it was below. It was at 41% on the dominance and below 50,000. I'm just trying to make the point that it's at 44 at the minute, 45, and that's an area that can obviously, it's a pivot for it. If it does go and then run towards the top side, it'll steal a lot of dominance off of those alts as well. It depends. It depends on how things go. So could we see that sort of pullback? I'm kind of feeling like, I'm just wondering if that's possible. The price is pushing up here to 322 would have been a profit taking target for a lot of people, and as well 317, 38, 16, 15, all that shit. Excuse my language, would have been one as well on this one. 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame. The high's divergent. The high came in for that low, bouncing off the neutral line. Yeah, cool. Okay, so this is good. This is good. However, I retraced down the way here, which potentially could see the prices traveling their sort of $3 to $3.30 to 40 cents. So yeah, to turn it down to 250. 250-ish region could be possible. So if we did drop down to 250, how would that look from the daily time frame perspective? And here's our last lows. We're in at around about, well, this here would be 250, right? This here would be 250. So right now, in terms of 1 inch, we've got a high, which was followed by a higher high that had a higher low in between, and that came up. It was very bearishly divergent, pushed on down the way, and we had a lower low and a low, or a low and a lower high and all that, and a lower low and a lower high so far in this region. Yeah. So if this turned into head and shoulders, so that is your pivot there. I mean, you'd be looking to 250. So 296, failure at 292, failure at $3, and then I'm looking to enter at 250 instead. And I know the prices are 318 at the minute. Now, if we do go and push on, then perhaps there is a momentum trade and a momentum play to be played. As it stands right now, this high here for us here would be hidden bearish divergence. So there's a big warning sign for us, a big warning sign. This could turn around. This is right at an area where it could turn around. So I'm bullish on a lot of stuff right now. I'm bullish on a lot of stuff. There is good pivots here for us on this one, but I would really say that if I wanted to take a trade on 1 inch, that I would rather an entry that was closer to 296 or $3 or something like that, you know, closer to that than from where we are now, unless we really were pushing up above 333, in which case maybe I'm trading 333 up towards 383 and getting a sort of 20% move that way, or 15% move that way. So, you know, thanks for so that's what I'm doing. And thanks to Dan for the $5 super chat. Shikar, earlier on, what you said, by the way, Rocky, I made my first successful trade using TA. It feels great. Thank you and GME so much. I'm grateful for all you guys do, and you're welcome. Thank you so much for that. And I feel like maybe there's certainly been in my peripheral vision some colors popping up, and that's been people saying at Rocky Outcrop at me in the chitter chatter. So that's my 1 inch technical analysis on this one. So you can see right here, right now, we're trying to turn around what has otherwise been a negative downtrend. This is the way it's been since the middle of August. In fact, as well, that forms part of an actual downtrend really that's been since May on 1 inch. But this one here, big potential. And this zone where we've had this low and these highs and anywhere in here so far, and I'm hoping still that this happens to be the higher low so far, is absolutely great for the potential for a turnaround on the big move on the markets. And do I think that there's a potential for 100% on this one? Absolutely, I do. But I'm curious as to as well. 1 inch, what they are is a decentralized auto what do you call it again? Liquidity. It's an auto market maker thing, you know, where you're using liquidity pools, etc. And you essentially this in a similar way to Uniswap, which we'll take a look at in a second here. So so if we do see resurgence in the interest of the markets, which I'm going to actually look to first off to Ethereum USDT, and you can see we're at $3,500. Shout out to Ape Andy, who was talking to me directly about Ethereum recently. Told him to get in at 2,700 because we're going up towards 4K, but 3.5Ks. Here we are right now, so that's a good trade, Apandy. If you want to take profit on it anytime, you totally can. But I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own thing. But that's a nice one. Great, excellent stuff, isn't it? But we've done well, but we're not doing like Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, USDT. So this is the question as to whether or not the alt season is really, really, really on right now. This is pushing up higher and higher than before. I think that it could sustain prices up here and see a pullback in the Bitcoin dominance chart from 45 down the way it's at 44 at the minute, down perhaps to retest 42 or so, retest this 50 symbol before perhaps turning things around and having a wee trending move, which means that we could see the altcoins getting a resurgence. Of course, we could see that, but there's some sort of money needs to flow around in the markets, needs to flow around a couple of different chunks first. So I am looking to see Ethereum, USDT kind of leading the way here for the other coins, so that I can go with like things like Uni USDT. I still am positive on this one. It's still on to do its harmonic pattern. It's which type is this? A bat potentially. Is it a bat? A bat. And we could be looking up as high as 50 bucks. Could be looking up as high as 50 bucks. Easy, yeah. 49. So you could be up as high as 50 bucks. But we could also be going up towards the just as high as 40 bucks. Brilliant. We're at 25 bucks at the minute, and feels like a big difference between sort of $30 and $18. It really is a big difference, massive. And but then as well with these movements at the minute, it feels like a big difference between 27 and 24, because it's more than 10%, that $3 move. But that's all you're getting here. Like, that's all you're getting just here. Whoa, feels like a lot, could go a lot more. I like the look of this one kind of, in a sense more than Uniswap, in a sense, because of the potential for it. It's not quite recovered yet though. This here, like that's a similar thing to 1 inch, and then so annoying that you can't use the shortcut to do that so easily. It's also really annoying whenever anybody uses a number at the start of their ticker. Really just wish that people wouldn't do that. It's just annoying. I think it's funny what they do in Asia, but because they do it consistently with whatever. So this is 1 inch, and it's not that dissimilar to Uniswap in that sense. And fundamentally, it's quite similar. Obviously, Uniswap being much bigger and kind of better in a sense, but you've got this, and it's similar. Similar things to note about it. The high here down to this high was actually beaten by this one. So when you draw in your Fibonacci's, they have to go all the way down to this part to do the measurement. And you can see that various things, this will be in where the 618 is, etc. And that you've got big movements up the way, blah, blah, blah. And this could easily go up 100%. Yes, absolutely. And I feel like as an investment, etc., that these are pretty solid. I feel like that low, and that low adds up. If you go up to something like the weekly time frame to an inverted head and shoulders, becomes suddenly very obvious. Then you're looking at the movements between $4 up to $4 to $4 to $2, so $4 to $6 for a nice 50% increase up to that 618. Then afterwards, maybe looking at for your all-time highs and all that sort of stuff if things can continue on the way in this inverted head and shoulders right here. Really good stuff, except the percentage moves that you're getting here make it a little bit prohibitive if you're trading with leverage, and also makes it but it means that you can get better returns on your trade and better risks to rewards by being patient. But I feel like that this is on. You'd have to take some profit off the table at 380, as in fact lining up perfectly again with kind of our analysis from before. There's that potential move for that sort of 15% up the way. So that's where we are with this one. I know it's been a bit spotty, a bit over the, I've kind of gone a bit over the place when I've been doing this TA on this, but that's where we are on that one. We take a look at Uniswap as well already. So is there anything else? I'll get on my EVGO. Is there anything else that anybody's wanted to take a look at from cryptocurrency world or anything like that? You can let me know. I'll just jump on over to the chat screen actually for a second here, so we can see the Ghost of Dan. Thank you so much for your donation. Shakar, thank you for your donation as well. Frozen Puck, thank you for your donation. Did I answer your question? Any thoughts on BlackBerry? No, I didn't answer your question. Back over to that. Sorry for being distracted for a second. BB, I'm pretty sure I had a flash fill that had to get filled at some point, and I'm still waiting for it to happen. I think I am, or I might be. In fact, I know that you'd be well served asking people. Wait a minute, I was looking at stuff without the log chart on. Hold on a second. It's not going to change my analysis, but yeah, I guess maybe it's just more clear about how this inflection here is a killer for leverage people, but it could jump up and leave you happy. It could pull back down. I'd rather get in at 290 because there's the potential of a retrace down to 250 without it being like changing anything, because this wouldn't change anything. It wouldn't even be an engulfing candle or anything like that. Just be there because because a lower low on a daily time frame is an engulfing candle on a bigger time frame. Do you know that? Like people talk about candlestick patterns. You've got your candlestick like that looks like this, then you've got a candlestick comes along looks like this, and they're like, oh, that's a very bearish candle because it's an engulfing bearish candle. Look at that, it engulfed it. And then of course if this was the 1 hour time frame, that you go down to the 30 minutes time frame and you see candles that maybe look like this that have joined together, and then you put these two candles together and you get your whole engulfing candle and stuff like that, blah 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 blah. Then you can do the same thing across multiple time frames, and you can see that you're actually getting higher highs and higher lows across numerous different candles. And then on a weekly time frame, all that looks like an engulfing candle, right? Have you ever thought about that before? So with this dropping down here, it wouldn't even be an engulfing candle if we were to come down to 250. It's the exact equivalent thing of saying we wouldn't be taking out our previous low on the daily time frame if we were to drop back down to 250. It's the exact equivalent thing of saying, well, with the trend towards the downside wouldn't get any follow through or continuation if we were to go down to 250 on this time frame. Do you see that? It's a nice, interesting little dynamic. It's one of the things that maybe doesn't need to be pointed out again to people because it's kind of somewhat obvious, and to other people it's like, oh wow, that's actually an incredible insight, and it's kind of allows them to see the markets as they are instead of being distracted by concepts like the importance of choosing the time frame on which you make your trades. It's like, I can see why you think like that. Welcome to trading. The next few years are going to be an interesting ride for you. Have fun. Right. Purple Dino, good morning. Good morning. Good to see you, Sarah Dino. Good to see everybody in here, by the way, today. Thanks so much for joining me. It is massively appreciated to all of you. If you can drop a like button if you haven't already, that'd be cool. So Theta, yeah, like cool, nice one. We can take a look at that again. Cheers, Purple Dino. Go, 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 go. Good to see you, shake your booty. Whoop, whoop. Jimmy Discord DM. I'm sure Jimmy's probably got about 50 Discord DMs that he hasn't caught up on quite yet or whatever, because the guys get so much contact from the communities. I'm using the indicator for Zcash. So far, so good. Of course, Chris. Of course, Chris. Have a great day, Homer. Homer's way off, are you? Cheers, Shake. Cheers, Shikar. That's cool. Catch you, man. Cheers, Joe. Thanks, Kim. Same to you. Homer, friendly guy. Look at that. Friends with everybody. Oh, Rants. Good to see you, buddy. Two easy guys. Buy and hold. Stroke yourself. Nothing's changed. Lol. What did I read about banana yesterday? Somebody was saying something similar. Did I miss squats? No, Amber. Sweet. Brilliant. Thanks for reminding me. We're going to be doing squats. Let's do the squats now. Get up off your ass, Marantz. Marantz, you're doing them with us. I don't see my dad in the chat. I hope he didn't fall over and die yesterday after trying to do squats. Then I make a joke like that, and halfway through it, I have massive, massive regrets about making jokes like that. You can't make jokes like that, because if it did happen, I don't know, it'd cause some sort of severe psychological breakdown, wouldn't it? Theta, real quick. Yeah, my timings are bad today. It's 2 minutes past 3. Thanks so much for being a part of it, the show so far. Everybody, what am I looking at here? Yes, nice pullback, nice retest, nice response to the retest. Not been an engulfing candle quite yet. 4 hour time frame. What does that mean? 1 hour time frame, well, it means not much in that sense, but if we go down to something like the 15-minute time frame, it means that we haven't got a higher high or anything else. Obviously, it's what we were just chatting about. Got this little sort of W that happened down here with this movement. How does that look? Is that going to be like a deep crab effort, or or that one, or was it the bat? Is it the bat? I can't remember the name of it right now off the top of my head. Everything's getting confusing for me. But I know if I go up towards just as high as that, yes, but then where is this? It's already done 2.7. It was the wrong place to measure it from. How far back down has this come so far? Yeah, I'd rather buy it at 636 back again. You know, that's the pivot point again, just like it was a profit taking last time. Just coming down here for the 200 simple and the 4 hour time frame, the 50 simple on the 1 hour time frame. In fact, I just said that the wrong way around, or the right way around. I don't know. I'm confusing the heck out of my own head today so much. 620 there on the 4 hour time frame. Coming back down here towards about 630 wouldn't surprise me at all if we get to this negative pull through. We have just had a positive cross on the DMI though, which is good. We've just come up to this neutral line on this. Just started to turn on the stochastics. Shit, this is bullish. What am I talking about? This is bullish, but at the same time, I'm hesitant about this for some reason. It's bullish, but I'm hesitant about it. I'd rather get in at this at 630. Essentially, is kind of the score here on this one. It's bullish, but could it do with a retest of the? It's bullish, but is it bullish though? It's bullish, but actually, is it? Actually. It's 640. Is this happening in front of our faces? What's going on in a 5-minute time frame? Aye. So this whole time since I looked at Theta and whatever, yeah, I'd rather get in at 630, and we're on our way there at the minute so far. I mean, yeah, you could see a bounce here. Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could. Okay, and on the 1 hour time frame, yeah, you could get continuation here. Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could. Lots of this is saying that you could. The RSI bouncing off the neutral line here is nice. This here, nice for the bearish case. This here pointing up so erect, you know, but at the same time, it's not like it's impossible for it to turn it around. This here, a positive cross in DMI, while the ADX is up there above at 30. Geez, that's good. It's bullish. It's bullish. There's no denying it. It's bullish. It's bullish. Bounce off the neutral line here. It's all bullish. For some reason, I think it's going to 630. Back down to 314 on this one. Yeah, 317 up to 319 or whatever was the profit taken on that one. Yeah, sorry. I'm apologizing a bit much. I suppose I probably don't need to. And people would be telling me that if I was reading the chat more. But I'm obviously a bit over the place as well. Man, that's nice. Thanks for sharing my victory. You guys are awesome. Fat Keanu. Why? What did you get, Fat Keanu? Thanks. I did 20 squats. I didn't know how many we were doing. Wow, Fat Keanu. Good morning. After 3 weeks on my ass due to injury and COVID, I was able to get back out and run 2.5 miles today. My easy run was 6.5 miles before. Feeling good about myself. Fat Keanu. Well done, mate. Well done. How fat are you, Keanu, man? I suspect that you're not so fat. But nevertheless, if you are and you're still running like that, then all power to you. Choose to be fat if that's what you want in that sense. Right, let's do the squats, eh? Morantz, up off your ass, everybody. I'm totally conflicted about that one. I want it off my charts. How's GME getting on? Aye, if we take out this 166 level, then 164 is just that seems like so petty and nothing, but it makes a lot more sense when you're talking about it at 170, doesn't it? And I'm kind of still waiting. I'm still kind of just slightly patient on this. I'm not really quite fully prepared to hit the go button necessarily just yet. They're in this harmonic area. Oh yeah, doing good here. Not doing good, are we? No, we're doing negative. But can we actually? Is this going to be the it could be a good opportunity to buy this at some point in the not too distant future. Yeah, see, it's funny because I'm feeling more positive on this one at this point here than I was at the other one, even though it's just looking bullish. It's like it's 4 hour time frame. Let's see in the next. Oh, sorry, the 20 for the day. If we can finish the day above 13.45, then wow, that's and it's only sort of 7-8 cents up from where we are now. Then cool, and then I think we're on at the minute. That's that concept of those 3 higher highs. I really want to push this up a bit. You know, 3 higher lows, 1, 2, and 3. So it's very close. Obviously, now obviously we're quite a bit lower. You can see this wick that was here before though, and it's not a concept we've not lived through in the past. I'm not basing my TA for this section off the back of that wick. No way, no way. Basing my TA for this section off the back of like looking at TA for years. But I'm very hesitant on this as it stands. What am I doing? Oh, squats. Let's get over there and do some squats. Golden retracement 1345. Ooh, you see, so yeah, 1345 is what we're looking for. BMJ, good to see you, buddy. Are you with us, Amber? Are you with us? Are you with us, Marantz? Are you with us, Frostcrest? Alex, Fat Keanu, you going to do them? How many are we doing? You want? You did. I'm going to do 13. That's what we're doing here, 13. But you can go on and do 20 if you want. Just do 7 now and do the 13 with us, right? Because so you know, just do 7. Any extra you want to do? Anybody who wants to do extra, do them right now. Everybody else, get ready. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have to make these 3 really good now. 3 really good ones. So you hold it the whole way down, ass to the grass, you squeeze your bum, come back up again. Okay? 3. 1, 2, 3. Good one. Well done, everybody. We're getting better at them, eh? Getting better every day. I bet you my timer stopped. It has. 14 minutes and 6 seconds. Wow, my timer successfully went. Wow, my timer successfully went for an extra, what, 1 minute after I checked it last time. And that was an hour and 10 minutes ago. Apple, Kellen, sorry about that. Sorry about it. Cheapers. Well, I hope it's been working out well for you. Maybe you used your own clock or something. 1333 on AHT at the minute. Not exactly like what we want to see, but this is, you know, this is knife catching. I'd catch that knife. Personally, I would catch that knife. In the awareness that it's obviously at a precipice. Ah, right, cool. What time is it? 13:13. How did everybody get on? Hey, Sarah, what have you done? 4.99 through super chat. Thank you so much, Sarah. I'm out. No more purdies. Hey. Yeah, don't do this unless you want to push it. Thank you so much. Keep it up. Yes, now we can eat that Kit Kat bar, says Joe. They're cracking in my knees, though. Oh, I know, Amber. Same. Same. Denise Black. Oh my God. Haha. Brilliant. Streamlabs. Thank you for pointing that out. Ghost of that jiu-jitsu guy. One of my coaches the other day told me I'm like John Wick if he really liked cheeseburgers. That's another fat Keanu with us then. CC, how you doing? How you doing, CC? How's everybody getting on? It'll be worth it. Date coming up soon. Date coming up soon. CC, take me on a date, CC. Take me on a date. Why are you taking Frostcrest on a date? He's getting married. Good job, Rocky Outcrop. I wasn't feeling it this morning, but did them anyways because you did. Wait, brilliant, brilliant, Kim. Fantastic. Well done. Good on you. Fantastic stuff. That's really brilliant. That's inspiring. Stay hydrated. Yeah, everybody stay hydrated. I'll be sure to get myself a drink in just a minute here. Cheshire Cat, my 30s are showing. My 30s are showing, eh? Nice one. Same with me. My 30s are showing. My 30s are showing. My 30s have been showing since I was about 21, though, so I'm all right that. Tea time with Rocky. No tea, that's fine. Have whiskey, says Banana Fridge. Dating is for the weak, says Sarah Steino. Okay, cool. I've got wee bitties in my jar and that bobbing around and stuff. That's fantastic. Thanks so much to everybody for that. Really appreciated. Really appreciated. Don't know what's up with my YouTube thing. It says my chat revenue is £28.31. Maybe it is. Seems like that's wrong though. What with these wee bitties floating around, but who knows? Whatever. Thanks very much. Yeah, thanks very much for that. So right. YouTube's not usually wrong, so I assume it is. But there you go. That's cool. Right. Wait. What are we doing here? So wait, what time is it? 15:15. Cool. I'm tuning out in 15 minutes. Excellent stuff. 15 minutes. So I want to take a look. Maybe. Right. We've talked a lot about stocks and stuff recently. Talked a lot about them. Some things we haven't talked so much about, perhaps, are gold and other cryptocurrencies. So other cryptocurrencies would be good. We've got people who want to know about AVAX. That's Avalanche. We've got people who want to know about Cardano, and we've got people who want to know about Polkadot in the house. So hopefully we can look at those in the next 15 minutes. I think there was something else I was saying just beforehand, but I've forgotten what that was. Gold. Gold. The way I like to look at gold is by typing in gold into the charts and then just looking at gold. That's the way I like to look at gold. This is doing the same thing as well. Same chat. Inverted head and shoulders potential, but not exactly fire with its formation. Down again, back up at the midpoint between the high, here the low, at the midpoint, looking to see if we can push on a little bit. This is obviously a fairly short-term time frame at an hour. But you can see that there's the 50% line is in there at 1754. Current prices are 1758. We're at that midway point, the golden pocket at 1760. Taking out 1780 is pretty good. Puts us in a good chance to get up into the 1800s. But this has otherwise been and continues to be a downtrend. Now, people aren't going to like hearing that, I suppose. But it is. This is the 4-hour time frame. It's a 4-hour time frame, and there's been these sort of confusing moments. You got a high in here, and it follows on from this low, right? And then you got this here, and it's like, okay, so higher low, right? And then we're coming up, but we didn't actually take out like the 382 really or whatever, the 50% or any of that. And then what did we have here? Well, low. And then we came up and we didn't take out our previous high. So at this stage now we've got a high, a low, lower high, a lower low, and a lower high, and actually, as it happens, a lower low, just, or at least equal low, So it's like very, very much in that region. But I am looking at this inverted head and shoulders, right? Inverted head and shoulders, good job. Range 1770 down to 1720, so 50 or so range. We're at 1750 a minute. Good chance to get up to those 1800s. 4-hour time frame, 1800s here, 1785 challenging the 200 simple moving average. Great stuff. That's the play on gold. Failure at 1740 is no longer worth being in the trade at that point for this particular setup. Is it a good one? Yeah, it is. Do I want to have that that fib thingy in the background anymore? Maybe not. It's just useful in the sense that we're right at it here, you know, and it's historically it's been there. It's been a thing that's been useful for us. I'm going to hide it again though anyway, because this is what we're looking at. I'll leave all that junk on the charts as well. So that's gold taken care of. Now I said I'd take a look at Cardano versus USDT over here, and whoosh, right. So yeah, $2, pulling back down to $2.10 has been a decent buy so far. Nice bullishly engulfing candle in the 4-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, you can see that's several candles together stacked up to make it like that. On the 15-minute time frame, you can see that's a series of a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, and potentially so far a higher low potentially, but it's not very good. You can see that. On the 5-minute time frame or the 2-minute time frame, let's say the 2-minute time frame, you can see this is a whole succession of moves, you know, up the way. I already described them a second ago. But as you can see on the 4-hour time frame, this is one single bullish engulfing candle, and on the 1-hour time frame, you can see this is several candles together. So that's, oh shit, the charts haven't been up this whole time. I did gold without charts on. I did gold without charts on. I did gold without charts on. To the likes of people like Sam who've been trying to help with me to remember that, and stuff. I'm grateful always. Okay, yeah. CC, thank you. Thanks for being a member for 5 months. Thanks for that. It's really appreciated. Amber, thank you so much. Yeah, sorry about that. Thank you for your patience and everything else. It's obviously not my day to day. So I was just looking at gold before, and you heard what I was saying. I suppose maybe it doesn't make it doesn't taste so good hearing it without seeing it. There's this potential for an inverted head and shoulders in here, here, and here. This is your head. This is your shoulder. This is a shoulder. Inverted head and shoulders. And this could take us with a move up the way. And on the 4-hour time frame, where that move could take us to is to try at this 200 simple moving average at 1785 and indeed 1800. That doesn't actually break the structure. You need to push way past. You'd actually push into the 1800s to really try and change that, because what we have at the minute is actually this kind of downward trend. There's been elements to it, like this wedge on the before, which is now getting retested, etc. I did have as well a fib channel thing on here, showing us all this sort of stuff. That was crud. That was crud. That was showing us all this sort of stuff about about how this area with the inverted head and shoulders. Sorry, just drawing over the charts here. Is right testing that line again. So it's all been a retest of stuff. So that's cool. Like that's where we are. And I just keep going back. You can see. Just keep going back. So you can see this is the chat that I was having about the trend. We had this low here, followed by a high, followed by what looked like it could have been a lower high. Could we be turning it around? Yada yada. That's from sort of March 2021 to May to June, etc. Didn't actually happen. Came up here, failed to take out any of the significant levels that you need to. Pushed on, actually put in a lower low. Came up here, actually put in a lower high. Came down here and put in, you know, a lower low. Or perhaps you could debate that and say it was an equal high and an equal low. But certainly it looks like, you know, you could, if you're going to choose a trend, then you have to say that this overall has been a downward trend if you're looking back as far as, say, August 2020. So for the last 13, 14 months, because that's where that high came in at. High, lows along the way, higher, lower highs, etc. All this sort of crap. So this is yet another attempt to try and turn that around. It's coming in here with the potential for this inverted head and shoulders. So that's what we're looking at and asking questions about it. Is it possible that this could be a shoulder? This could be a head and this could be a shoulder, and it's not very good, but there's the chance of it. And then if we do push up the way, then we're doing very well, because we could be going up towards some various targets that I covered in the audio section a second ago. Then you got Cardano. And what I said about this is I was reminding folk about the concepts of the engulfing candle on one time frame being a series of candles on another. Here you can see on this 5-minute time frame, for example, that here you can see in this 5-minute time frame, for example, that there's a low in here, a high here, a low here, a high here, and so on. And this is, or say this is the high, and this is the low, and so on. You've got this upward trend, and this is what I was trying to describe before. And I was looking at the candles, right? The weekly and the daily, and saying, well, an engulfing candle on the weekly is probably, you know, a trend on the daily. It's certainly a trend on the 1 or 2 or 4 hours, etc. Because this is the 5-minute time frame. If I jump up towards the 1 hour time frame, you can see this is a series of just a few candles. If I go to the 4-hour time frame, hide the drawings, you can see this is a bullish engulfing candle engulfing this bearish candle from before. That's what that is. But why is that significant? Well, it's not significant purely because when you look at the charts, you can see that one candle is bigger than the other. That's actually, you can't see shit because it's all behind me. There's this bullish engulfing candle right here. This is the latest candle, is a bullish engulfing candle engulfing this previous candle. And why is that significant? Why? Why do you think? Why do you think it's significant? Do you think it's significant because on this chart it looks like it's bigger than the previous candle? Because that's essentially what people tell you. That's essentially kind of the reasoning behind it. Like, this is a significant thing. Why? 2 reasons. 1, because there's this thing called candlestick patterns. And they're a thing. And 2, because it's quite visual and you can see it on the charts there. That's their reasoning, which leaves you in a feeling like a lot of this TA stuff is kind of like a faith-based sort of self-fulfilling prophecy thing, because really you're saying the prices are going to change because one candle just kind of looks bigger than the other candle on the chart, and that doesn't really have much reasoning behind it. So why is that happening? And it's not. This is a bad explanation by people. An explanation which doesn't make any sense. So often perpetuated by people who simply trade on tiny time frames, and they don't have this sort of mental space to think about the reasoning behind things. But really take time out of the consideration and instead, you know, and whilst changing the time frame, and realize that, of course, this trending price action on the 5 minutes is represented by that engulfing candle in the 4-hour. Anyway, that's where we are. We've got a big bullish engulfing candle in the 4-hour time frame. What does that mean for us? Well, it means we've probably been trending on a smaller time frame. What does that mean for us, therefore? Is like, well, how significant is it engulfing that previous bearish candle? Not really that much. Really what we want to know is that how well this trend is doing versus its previous point. The previous point being up here on the 5th of October at 8 p.m. when we dropped down towards these lows on the 6th of October, which means that you really need to be saying the price is taken out more than the 886 on a Fibonacci retracement. Going body to body as it happens. If I wanted to do this, it's something unusual. I don't really do that much. You can see that we're bang on, just shy of the 886 right here, right now. Body wick to wick, however, you can see that the 886 is up a good deal there above us at 224. So here it was at sort of 221. Anyway, the overall, I'm looking for this thing to get up to 224 really, and then I'd be satisfied, because you can see the dynamic here exists. Where the reason why I showed you measure it in from wick or body is because if we do go up to the 886 on the wick to wick measurement, it means that, and then close, it means by virtue of doing that we put in a high, you know, versus our previous body closure. And again, that's why it's like looking at where we get to on Fibonacci's is not necessarily just purely about where we get to before pulling back. This is about where we get to before we close. And this is the type of understanding, you know, it's when you understand these things, these 1,000 different related little nuanced movements of things, that you really truly understand price. And until then, you don't understand price. You're just a victim of price. So there we have it. That's what I'm looking at with that one. Anyway, sorry, that's what I'm expecting. What happens thereafter? Well, after that, I would inform my next decision, to be perfectly honest with you. Where we are right now, interesting look of that chart there as it happens in terms of harmonics and all that crap. Just going to measure this out from here to here just to see down the way as it happens there. That was a 50%, but down to here is 9%. Interesting little one here, because if we did actually pull up towards sort of the 228 area or 230 area and then go on down, you could be looking at a sort of Gartley type idea like this. One of the issues with harmonics, I suppose, in a sense, is that you're measuring for yourself. There's a 50% area. That would be if you're measuring it. It's kind of like, how do you know? That's always the question. Because if that was a 50% retrace, you could be looking down to the 886 here just now, for example, with this, and this would be another harmonic pattern. So you're waiting for this to try and complete. Now we've not undone it. Undoing it comes in at the C point, which is at 227, 228, and it's the same sort of thing as what we were talking about before. It's like I need to see it getting up to that 886, closing up above that C point, getting follow through. Then this harmonic goes out the window. Otherwise, I'm aiming down towards $2, and it's not going to be a surprise to anybody if I just actually line this up perfectly. The 886, where's the 886 at? 886, 88. Now don't force me to go to 886. You can see that that's at $2.05. So that's where really I'd be looking to, and that'd be obviously very disappointing to people. Then you can imagine a lot of people who have been at a loss up to that point. We kind of just think, I'm not touching this for now, and then the big money comes in and buys it here. Then the markets move. Then everybody's like, I'm not touching this for now. Feels like, damn it, why did I close my trade? I should have kept it open for just a couple more days. And that's the dynamic that happens around here. And I'd say that's kind of how I feel like it'll go. It's hard for me to tell though, because I might actually have COVID and I think I've got a migraine right now. And it is 15.29. So I said I'd take a look at a couple more of these coins. If anybody wants me to take a look at anything else, feel free to pay me. I'm more than happy to stay on and do stuff for people who are paying me. Otherwise, I'm tuning out because I have a life, which involves trading as it happens. It's something I want to get back to before I actually do myself in completely with a migraine today. I do wonder. Right, anyway, feeling pretty good after those squats though. Squats always make me feel good. They're clearly medicinal. I'm glad that people... Was it my idea or somebody else's idea? I don't know. I'm going to give you the credit for it. I'm glad you were telling me to do those things. Thanks so much. Was it my idea? It was. It was my idea, wasn't it? I think it was. Anyway, good one. Well done, you guys. What am I looking at right now? Polka dot. Well, this is clearly what I was getting at before, right? These things always fail, though, and by always, what do I mean? 60% of the time. So it didn't happen. Great, fantastic. I did say to buy it here at 25.91. Fantastic. This is clearly where to sell it at. You can see our horizontal orange line coming in here perfectly. No, not perfect in the sense that we pushed up beyond it, but you can see the inflection. You can see the inflection in around here. Oh, no, you don't. I proved you don't. I proved you don't again. Now, this here orange line, $31, $31, $32. Great. Getting up above that leads to movements up to $40. $40, yep, that's where you're targeting if we get above $31. So it's a really nice move to be had there. But this is where we are just now, in the throes of a bull flag. This one's, in a sense, a bit better looking than some of the others. But also, straight up, like, would I manage my risk on this one? Yeah, at $29. Taking out 28.95. No longer interested in the trade at the minute because I'd sooner buy it at 26.66 if this was to be the case. So there's polka dot, right? Okay, cool. Oh, what's this here? Natural telling me about vitamin C, D, zinc, and sunlight. Can you check on XCUR? Yes, man, I can. So the bull flag on polka dot, is it decent? Maybe. What's it hiding from us? Well, one of the things it's hiding from us is, and I'll just remove all these, remove some of these brush strokes because there's kind of a few many of them. What it's hiding from us is, you can see here that it says actually that's a buy just slightly on whatever oscillators they're using. Trading view for their crap. What's hiding from us is this, so we need to be very aware of that, and I think that this shows it to us very, very clearly. This movement in here is great. 24-hour time frame. you can see it a bit clearer as well. That what you've got is, of course, a high, low, lower high, okay, same, lower high. What if it was okay, same, lower high, okay, same, lower high, okay, same, lower high, okay, same, lower high? And that would, that's far too many of these things, not typically speaking, but that's a descending triangle. So you got to be careful for that. That's something that we're looking out for. I think I called this an ascending triangle by accident the other day when I was looking at it. So there's that one. But yeah, I'm positive on this. Could be a bull flag right in this territory right here. Could be a bull flag. So so that's good. And this is why I simply put, like, if this is a bull flag, great. Could be getting a move which is the equivalent of 26 to 31. So this could take us up to 36 bucks, 37 bucks. Oh, that'd be perfect. That bull flag, that would be great if that was the case. But I'd manage my risk probably at 28.95 or something like that. Somebody in the world, right, is projecting onto me their sickness from a COVID shot. That's what's happening right now. I've also got sympathy pains in my shoulder right now, and I didn't have my COVID shot for quite a while. So you tell me, somebody out there is affecting me. Voodoo of some sort. What was the other cryptocurrency I said that I would take a look at? I was like, I'll take a look at a few different cryptocurrencies. Thing. Oh, how's KSM getting on, by the way? This is not one that I said. Kusama, same story as Polkadot. It's their sister coins. Very good one there. What else is there that I want to take a look at? Oh, Ripple, XRP, USDT. Now, I hate Ripple. Always have. But here it is. And it's not like I've got an issue trading it or anything. $1. Ice cold water for $1. Ice cold water for $1. See how this thing did its measured move off of that ascending triangle? Bang on perfectly. Descending triangle, bang on perfectly. And then pulls right back down immediately. Tested the descending triangle, back into that zone. Failure to take out the test zone, on down. What did it do? Price elasticity dictates that it's probably going to do an elastic move from its price. To understand what price elasticity is, if you understand what price elasticity is just here, just now, using these charts, then you understand it better than 90% of people who've studied economics. Even though this definition technically isn't 100% accurate. If you were to look up what the definition of this is, it wouldn't say to do what we're doing here. But nevertheless, you've got a far better handle than more than 90% of people who've studied economics, in my opinion, about what price elasticity is, if you can understand what just happened there now in front of your face, because that's what price elasticity actually is, even if the thing in the thing doesn't talk about it. So well done to you. Welcome to the world of being better economics than all those old white men in suits. Their noses keep growing, their ears keep growing, and their attitudes keep growing worse. But all they are is old men in suits. So the price elasticity, and we're right here at this midpoint again. It's the inflection zone right below the 50s, the 50 simple moving average on the 24-hour time frame. We've had a golden cross. We came back down, tested, well, obviously the 50, the 200, and the 50 again, taking out 1010 to the top side. Easily can lead to moves like 1016, 1023. 110 to the top side can lead to moves like 116, 123, and so on. But not there yet. By the way, previously here 236 was support, pushed up to 382, couldn't get past it. 236, bang on there, inflection point before the big drop down candle. So that Fibonacci before was valid, did work. Now moving it over here, 236 over here, won't up 382. 382 is that support point, 50% area. Where is it? Right bang on that 50 simple moving average. So you can see it's quite likely that the way that these markets are moving at the minute is just simply along this basis. So if we do obviously take out the 236 in there at sort of $1 really, but really 104, then we could be dropping back down to 95, 90, stuff like that. Big moves. 104 to 90 cents it's a really big move, nearly 15%. And and then looking up towards 110 and so on. So yeah, so this is a close to a pivot. Now you could buy this move, but it'd be kind of wanting to really manage your risk tightly, of course, because you're buying the risk of us just simply oscillating between these two zones until we figured things out, a la 6th of September to 18th of December. So that was 12 days of pain for some people. We've done what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, half of that kind of so far, but we've got another half to go if it were to do the same thing. Which I'm not saying it would. I'm just saying that by buying the risk in this zone, you're buying the risk of more than just the up and down side part of the price, but as well the sideways movement of the price, as in the opportunity cost to be doing something else. That's what I'm talking about when I say that. So you can relinquish the opportunity cost risk, which you'd be buying, by waiting for the movement beyond the critical zones, which is obviously reducing your opportunity cost risk, at the same time increasing the risk or decreasing the risk that you're taking in the trade, which is decreasing your reward. So you're changing what you swap in there. You're swapping reward for opportunity cost, and that's what being patient in markets is. Got a donation in here from Salamander. Super generous of you, so kind. Please go to sleep, drink water, zinc, vitamin C, more water, and end your stream early. Go to sleep, drink water, sleep, etc. So much water. Thanks and thanks. All right. All right, Sal. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. My name's Rocky Outcrop. I'll be Rocky Outcrop when I come back again tomorrow, as ever. Really do have a good time streaming with you all. You are my favorite people. So many of you are really fantastic, actually, really good friends of mine. I kind of rely on now as well. So thank you so much every day for being here. It's a community thing, and I really appreciate it. Doing the squats together with you, my goodness, really trying to turn our lives around. I'm definitely somebody who's on the way towards having sort of the malaise, the negative health that would drag you down, give you cancer, and kill you early, just purely by not really giving a shit before. So this sort of thing is helpful to me in more ways than I can possibly say. And on the basis of that, Sal, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I want to give a shout out to, of course, Salamander, who's just told me to get the F off. Natural Friend, who sent 499 super chat to take a look at XCUR, which I'm actually going to do just here before tuning out. But that's me starting the reverse roll call, and I will be done with all of the show here in the next couple of minutes. Just a couple of minutes looking at XCUR. I'm actually not 100% sure what this is. XCUR Inc. Okay, cool. Movement down the way. We've moved up. We did a recovery. Now, this is a big, strange piece of price action. Highly sort of erroneous, if you like, manipulated. Wonder what went on there. Maybe some stupid news. Earnings came in. They were negative anyway. The trend, does this do that sort of crap often? It does over here. So this is something that gets pushed around it sometimes by bigger players, pre-market pricing, screwing people over. You can see that people talk, oh no, we need to stop this, we need to stop that. If you want a fair market, Gensler and rest of stock trading world, we simply put we need to have 24-hour trading, and that you need to, or whatever, or other stuff. End pre-market trading. Stop people from being able to do pre-market trading. Just stop it. There we go. How about that? It is the zone for manipulation, and we can see here that this happened so successfully for that person. So I'd look out for this. This is something which could potentially be just about to turn around, though, by virtue of the fact that we've come down here to what is clearly, again, it's funny enough, it's not actually my favorite Fibonacci number. Somebody asked me this the other day, but anyway, here we are. We come back right down to the down towards but not actually as far as the 886 in there. It's 786 that we found support at a few times in a row. That's on logarithmic. On linear, you can see we've actually come down really close to that 886. So that's kind of where we are just now. Now the better entry price, saving a few cents on this thing. Oh, that's not going to matter much. No, this is a stock which costs $1.19. It's like saving a few cents is saving a few percent. Not just a few cent, a few percent, a percent, a cent, a cent, a cent, a percent. So how are we getting on here with this then? With this lows, ever-present bullish divergence. Okie dokie. Turn around here in the RSI, stochastic. Okie dokie. Chop land for sure with ADX though, so look out for that. Going to be choppy on the way out of this if we are to get out. This low here is... God, fuck off. Fucking MACD and signal line. God damn it, man. You can see why I hate them, eh? You can see why I hate them. Like, I don't look at them enough to warrant having them on my chart. I do look at divergences more than enough. I love the MACD divergence, so that's why I have that set up like that, and you can see it works for me. So yeah, the zoom's better and everything, so like that works, right? So anyway, this it's not hidden bullish divergence, right? It doesn't look like it's feasible of it being hidden bullish divergence unless it were to push down to 109, or 10 or 1, sorry, wherever that would be. Actually, where was the 86? Because that low's at 109. Where's the 86? 113, and we're at 119 just now. But we were down at 114 earlier on. So we actually were just 1 cent away from the 886. So we've done enough, right? We've done enough there. This is super low liquidity stock though. Is this bullishly divergent? You know, it's not. It's a double low, double bottom. It's when you see stocks like this, you gotta wonder why people know about them, eh? It's not like big volume that's pushing people in here. You can see it had this big grotesque volume bit here, but nothing since. You can see that was the 15-minute time frame, of course. You can see that it's got pre-market and post-market manipulation of prices. You can see that it's got, just by looking at the shapes of these candles and whatever, you can see that the way this thing is traded is quite illiquid, and you know, it's all it is low, like very tentative, and then somebody with money bullies the table. Somebody with money bullies the table. If anybody's ever played poker before, it'd be like this is poker played by a group of 73-year-old women, and then a bull comes along, and then a 73-year-old woman take on with the rest of the poker, and then a bull comes along, bull in here, just like boom, bang, off you go. You know, it's like, and then manipulate up the way and down the way down, just like, okay, screw yous, and then let them take over the rest of the time. I don't know where this comes from, you know. So anyway, there you have it, man. It must maybe let me know in the chat what it was. Message deleted. Let me just see. I wonder why Streamlabs is giving you such a hard time over there. That's not fair. Not XCUR stock. My bad. Oh wait, is it a cryptocurrency you're looking at? Crypto, right? That's why. That makes a lot of sense. That's why people don't trade that. You weren't interested. Like if you wanted, maybe somebody out there is interested in that. Highly doubt it. Okay. Well, I mean, clearly, look. You know, you've got this huge rectangle on the go. 15-minute time frame. I say huge, but pop it into a 1 hour time frame. Take out the box. Rectangle. Hello, rectangle. Now people don't like the rectangle pattern. It's pretty plain, isn't it? I'd say so too. I agree. You got this kind of knot in price action. What's a knot anyway? Really, when it's at home, so often it's just as a bull flag, a pennant of some sort or whatever. In this region just here, what can do this? You can take a measure move that's somewhat like that. You can pop it up here. You can say that you could be looking up towards 380 as your target off the back of that. That's pretty basic. From these highs, somewhere in around about there, down to these lows, 320, 370s, up 375 is where the golden pocket is. So again, sort of more dragging your eye to that 375 area. Now this is a bit of an increase in volume generally in this region where we've had this kind of rectangle kind of kicking off from. So maybe people get an interest in this thing, maybe not, you know, because this could just as easily be distribution. You don't actually know until really when the prices have actually moved one way or the other, whether it's distribution or accumulation, so much of the time. 382 offering up that resistance, come up quite close to the 50% line, but not taken out prior to this 50%, right on the 236 as well for this rectangle doodah. Movements down below, taking out their whole overall schema of the thing at 250, very negative. Wouldn't stay in trades down below 270 on it. Just not interested below 270. I would buy it at 270 though, so I'd be managing my risk appropriately in that zone between 270 250 if I was just kind of trading it within this region. Looking at movements up towards 350, 3 to 3 to 380. Bearing in mind, of course, the 323 zones, 323 sort of region, 323, yeah, 320 region as well as being a good, solid profit taking zone. It's extended at the minute compared to where I would like to trade it at. It's a big chunk of volume in there. That's brought us up to this point so far. It's pretty good. Trying to change conditions coming off the back of having kind of tried to change them towards the negative side and failed in the most recent of movements. So yeah, generally speaking, I'm not interested in buying this at this second in time myself personally. This could obviously turn out to be some other sort of consolidation, refueling at an area of support or resistance, obviously, but then very easily could just sink back down again to at least the sort of the 270 to the 250 zone. I'd rather buy it at 270 or 250 than to be buying it at 290 for a movement towards 70 cents on that up or 70 to or 60 to 90 cent move versus a 90 to 120 move. It's 30% better trading just by having the patience to wait for that. For something that doesn't cost me, because it's not like there's a gun to my head forcing me to trade this. It would be nice if this turned out to be a bull flag and it got able to carry on and push on, but it's in the oversold zone in the 50-minute time frame, and you'd expect to see some sorts of pullbacks. Now, of course, this had a consolidation period at the knot that I was describing before, which became a bull flag after we'd had a period of time in the oversold territory, just here and just here on the price. That was in there around the 1st of October. And then we did indeed go higher after that. So from that peak to the next peak, you're looking at a more than 10% rise up in prices. From this peak to the next peak, you could be looking at a more than 10% rise up in prices, as in you could be looking from $3 up to $3.30, $3.40, etc. That could easily happen should we see this get some sort of resurgence. But while the volume's diminishing and the prices are just sat here as they are, and I'm going to wait to see, because this is consolidation happening and it could extend for quite a period of time. That lasts for more than a day. There are more than 24 hours of trading. So in terms of typical markets, it lasted for like 3 or 4 days, but before it actually cracked up the way. But it did it, right? After a period of consolidation. So I'm waiting here and saying that if you're to buy it now, it's the opportunity cost. You're going to have to wait and see how things are going, and you're waiting to see. You can buy your ticket now if you want to kind of get yourself a sort of guaranteed seat on the plane. But then again, as well, you can wait and see, because there might be bargains to be had closer to the holiday season itself. That's where we are right now with that one. Nacho, man, I'll give you a couple of minutes to tell me if that's sort of satisfactory to you and all that good stuff. Not that I actually am working for you. It kind of has to be, because I am tuning out. But if there wasn't, then we can talk about these things in Discord and all that good stuff as well. Okay, dokie. Shadow of Leptin telling Just Kim to have a great day. I totally have a great day, Just Kim. I'm liking your Queen-esque profile photo. I'm just wondering if that's like you and your daughter or whatever, or yourself or whatever. I can't see because it's just tiny. But it's cool. I wonder if that's like if that's like a Queen Bohemian Rhapsody kind of, the Bohemian Rhapsody picture. Let's go have a look back at GME just as well. I'll wait to find out how Nacho Boy is getting on. Yes, indeed, we did push down lower. Yes, indeed, but then we pulled back up again to 70. So we didn't actually, what was I talking about earlier on? Like 66. Yeah, 166. And we did push down to 165. But we didn't, open and close below there. In fact, we opened back up at 166 above again and straight away bounced off from there. So it's like, yeah, it was coming to here. Now it's turned around back at the 170 region again. So 166, 170, it's a $4 move. It doesn't sound like loads, but that's the pain that we're going through at the minute. We've done it once, we've done it twice now today already. My point being that simply below 166, I'm looking to go for 164. I know it sounds crap, And what are you going to say? What? Like, it could maybe 164 to 161, by the way. So it's like it could go anywhere to 161 for 164 by pushing down past 166. I know it sucks, right? But that's happened. It's 166, decent buy price, pushing up here to these highs. We did actually fill in the gap now. We filled it in, immediately backed off, unfortunately. Now we could, of course, go on again and keep pushing, and I want us to, and I feel like we will. I feel like we will, but I'll immediately change my mind as soon as the prices are below 168 and 69 cents. Now, people out there in the world find that that's a very shit position to be in, or to have, or to purport to people, to report out the way. But just don't listen to me. Listen to the old man, Peter Brandt, who is a fantastic trader, who's traded for decades and has been profitable for every single year for the last 40 years. Who's a very well respected trader, who I often annoy by calling an old man for fun. I like him. What's he say about it? Strong opinions, weakly held. That's the way to be a trader. You have a strong opinion about something, but you hold that strong opinion weakly. Is that okay? Can you understand that? I hope that works for you out there. I'm moving on with what's going on. Thanks so much to Style. Really appreciated your chat there, and I will go and have a drink of water. Christy Callahan, thank you so much, Christy, mate. Christopher, you're a great guy. Really appreciated, mate. What is Saint Christopher anyway? Is he the patron saint of lost souls? I wonder if it is, and if that's what you're doing for me. Natural friend, thanks, buddy. That's fantastic. Thank you. You're welcome. Tradespawn, thank you so much. Jamie Curran, that's also Tradespawn. Thank you so much. Frozen Puck, Shikar, Abaja, Chaira, thank you so much. Ghost of Dan, Sarah Restaino, Natural Friend, thank you, and thank you again. Alex, thanks so much. Alex, really great guy. Appreciate you. Just Kim, thanks so much, Kim. We will not let you go. Let me go. Will not let you go. Let me go. Will not let you go. Let me go. Oh, 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 oh. Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia. Let me go. I've been Rocky, Outcrop, and this has been my show. My show.